Alright, so I didn't know it this morning. Monk mode did get activated, and I'm fully prepared for the journey. Now, it's probably difficult to tell how much of my time and energy that I'm putting into this, but eventually you'll understand. So, let me loosen my arms, release some tension in the back, some knee circles, get a feel for it. And like Floyd says, make sure you're turning your hands the proper way. Alright, just calm, centered in my core, light on my toes. With your front, you just have to be ready to go back. It doesn't have to be full ass toe. That was clean as fuck. Nope. Now the one thing that I consider like a lost art is really making it like you have to pull it from your core, from your legs. And then you learn to chop it. But at root, it's because you was grabbing it from the ground. It looks wild, but that's the energy. And then you clean it up from the hip. Remember, try not to be tense. You may not have noticed, I was throwing some off the front foot, some off the back foot. It's a valuable skill because now you can reposition, or maybe you just want to lean out of it. Let's get the shoulders loose. Relax the legs. Now with this, I'm really just trying to build my bubble. Like if I take a step back, I have a natural bubble, how far I can reach. If you think of it like you're a hair on your arm, you have to be able to detect all the little scenarios that come into your bubble. It's about calm, light deflections, figuring out what loads what, and just making the flow calm, being able to return your tools back to you, which turning your hands properly is very important. Learning it through grounded energy where your core is activated. Like you really don't have to make it this barbaric thing because it's really about coordination. After a right hand, all the twist puts the punch there, but overcommitting could be a problem. So you want to be able to hit it. This is sideways hand, which may not have the snap, but it's efficient. So for the body, you can really whip that in there. We're gonna choke the punches up, but that's so we can keep them tight. Really just want to build coordination. Punch to an elbow tap, maybe to a forearm bump, or maybe even catch it with the backhand, which is what I think a lot of the casuals forget about. There's a lot of hand fighting. The defense is a lot of coordination, and there's levels to it, which means you need to be able to change levels, as well as like knowing all the foot positionings, the counters. So you don't learn this in a week, a year, sometimes even a decade. It really comes down to how much time you put in and like what philosophies and morals do you start with. I started mine knowing that I needed to know myself. So this is why I started to dance more. I stopped like caring about what everybody else was learning. I started learning my own moves, my own style, which just like Mike, I'm not in here being Mike every day. But back to monk mode. A lot of the Tai Chi I've been learning has been very calm, very relaxing, but very rewarding and very informative. So if you don't know what that is, I'll give you a light version of it. Let's just stick with going sideways. So the hip, the shoulders, the core, And as you can see, I'm doing this motion, but it's on each punch. And I'm just letting it originate from the core. And I'm turning my feet and my hips, as well as my shoulders, to try to get as much whip as possible. And mind you, it is a dance move. You get good with the dance moves, you could change levels, you could step back on them. So this is why you have to be like free in your own form. And don't just copy what you see on the internet. You have to really learn this for yourself. So it does take time. Really, we're just gonna end it with some Tai Chi. I am gonna make it a little bit aggressive, but I do have work coming up. Let's see how spicy I could get it. Loosen my shoulders. Relax the shoulders, actually. Let's relax them. This is like my monkey form. Hitting's more important than power. Must be accurate. Turning the hands.